deserve. Like we know Boosie is not Martin Luther King or Malcolm X, but he does have an opinion and he does speak up when a lot of people don't, for whatever reason.
I'm about to make a bold statement.
Okay, go ahead.
I'd rather have Boosie talking for me than Joe Biden talking for me.
Does Brittany owe us a thank you? I mean, what do you think she's gonna do? Has she even spoke yet?
Well, I think Brittany Griner is pro-black because she got a black wife. So, but she home. She home. She's an American hero. She's home. So I really can't say anything.
But
she owes Biden anything Biden wants. She should deliver. and Biden gonna require her to speak up for the LGBT community.
Yeah.
And she gonna be this spokesperson.
Yeah. I don't think she has prior, but I could be wrong. But like I say, they might have her doing some of that stuff.
They might.
What was some of the did you see what we were talking about Boosie? Did you see how they were kind of trying to shame Boosie because he was talking about Dwayne Wade's son and not Gabrielle Union's son or daughter, whatever, but they were trying to say maybe Lil Boosie is that way too because he's worried about, Zaya too much. And I think that's not fair to do. I don't think Boosie cares about what they do, but when they're pushing it out and they're showing everybody and they're making it a big deal, I think it raises some concern to why, because you can be talking or promoting a lot of kids that are doing a lot of amazing things, inventing stuff, or just, being a stand-up citizen, helping homeless, all kind of things. But it just seems like that's always a focus of people's. They want to push that kind of stuff and elevate them for no reason, just because you're that way.
I can't speak on Bootsy, but I did hear him say, you should not be pushing this stuff on the kids.
Right.
On the kids. And this boy is he's 16, he's still a kid. Mm-hmm. So you should not be pushing that stuff on the kids. So he may have some church wars with it, but that's Boosie badass. He's an entertainer.
And a lot of times people give entertainers more spotlight than they deserve. Like we know Boosie is not Martin Luther King or Malcolm X, but he does have an opinion and he does speak up when a lot of people don't, for whatever reason.
I'm about to make a bold statement.
Okay, go ahead.
I'd rather have Boosie talking for me than Joe Biden talking for me.
You're right.
and hey, I'd rather have that. Get the if it's a women swim meet, get the dicks out the pool. No man need to be in the pool with the women.
Right.
So watch this. If it's a woman restroom, get the man out the woman restroom. If you want to use a bisexual, whatever restroom you want, you come to the guys. We can handle it.
Yeah.
Because it should not be a person in women restrooms putting out a 12-inch dick in front of a 3-year-old little white girl. That should not happen in America.
It shouldn't, but like people just change the definition of what a man and a woman is, and then just make it complicated now. So people have more wiggle room to be like, well, I technically go by this, so this sign says this, so this is what I am. So now I'm coming in.
I had training this week on that topic.
Oh, you did? So what did you
we ain't gonna talk too much about it, but the training was pretty good. It was a lot of stuff like asexual. You know what asexual? Okay, here's the thing. Mm-hmm. People can recognize with gender, or they can recognize with how I feel, like what I feel.
Mm-hmm. People
could look at them both ways, man. Like your gender could be Brandon, you could be a man, by technically, but if you feel like a woman, then you're a woman.
Says who though? Me? Or is that just something?
No, says you, and we supposed to abide by it.
Because why? Well, how does that? But how doesn't that translate with race? I can clearly be a black person, but what if I start bleaching my skin and I look different? Can I then now be a white man? But I'm just saying,
Brandon, you may not know this. I'm an Asian man right now. I'm from South Korea. Did you know that, Brandon?
I didn't know that. And, like I said, we're not trying to make fun. It's just kind of weird how the rules have changed. Like, we just didn't grow up this way. So the generation that's coming up now is going to be more acceptable for them. And the generation after them is going to be even more acceptable. So we're getting phased out in a way.
Showed a video, but man, I learned a lot. Asexual. What's an asexual, Brandon?
Somebody that's not really sexual. That's not necessarily talking about their sex. I don't think.
Yeah, how you knew?
I just remember
that definition.
I just remember watching a show and they were talking about it, like like one of them HBO shows or something like that.
Yeah, like a asexual. They ain't like really into sex, but I'm not attracted to not a man, not a woman. I just don't need it.
Right.
I didn't know people could be like that.
And like I said, I think people just like a lot of different classifications. Like if you can break down who you are in more ways, it makes you feel more defined. And we got so many different categories now, and I mean it's just going to continue to grow. So yeah, even though I don't think that's a thing, like I don't know
what. It could be a thing. Here it is right quick. I'm about to share my video. I got it. Boy, some good information. You about to learn something today. Spinning. Good information.
The first things to do when attempting to be a better LGBTQ plus ally or working toward creating a more inviting and inclusive space is to educate oneself. It can be daunting to know how to do or how to behave when there's so much we don't know about a community. Thankfully, the internet has a plethora of information to help get you started. One of the best places to start when first learning about the LGBTQ plus community is to start with basic terminology. Note that definitions are always growing and changing with the community as cultural norms change. Also, not every member of the LGBTQ plus community personally identifies with the terms. So always trust the person you are interacting with to self-identify and go with the definition they are comfortable with if they choose to explain or describe their identity to you. Lesbian. Women who are primarily attracted romantically, erotically, and or emotionally to other women. Gay. Experiencing attraction solely or primarily to some members of the same gender. It can be used to refer to men who are attracted to other men and women who are attracted to women. An umbrella term used to refer to the queer community as a whole or as an individual identity label for anyone who is not straight. Bisexual. A person who experiences attraction to some men and women. A person who experiences attraction to some people of their gender and another gender. Bisexual attraction does not have to be equally split or indicate a level of interest that is the same across the genders an individual may be attracted to. It can be shortened to bi and is often used interchangeably with pansexual. Asexual. Experiencing little or no sexual attraction to others and or a lack of interest in sexual relationships or behavior. Asexuality exists on a continuum.
And I wash
from
my
people
hands.
Who experience no sexual attraction or have any desire for sex to those who experience low levels or sexual attraction only under specific conditions. Many of these different places on the continuum have their own identity labels, such as demisexual, sometimes abbreviated to ACE. Transgender. A gender description for someone who is transitioned or is transitioning from living as one gender to another. An umbrella term for anyone whose sex assigned at birth and gender identity does not correspond in the expected way. For example, someone who was assigned male at birth but does not identify as a man. When it comes to gender, there are a few more definitions that might be helpful. Cisgender. A gender description for when someone's sex assigned at birth and gender identity correspond in the expected way.
That's you,
For
Brandon.
example,
You cisgender.
someone who is assigned male.
And I want to stop it right here because see, this is when it gets a little too much for me. Who decided this? But this is my thing. Like seriously, who decided this? Was this always in the dictionary as a term, or is it just something that somebody came up with later on? Because we've never even heard of this until this whole wave.
1990s.
Okay, 1990s. Okay,
Yeah.
they just didn't roll it out. It's just interesting to see. So, okay, I might
wait,
go
hold
ahead.
on before you play it. I think more people are looking at to the psychology side of their sexuality and their identity. That's why we're getting these words.
Okay.
That's why I think why they're coming.
Okay. I hit play. I'm finished.
Male at birth and identifies as a man. A simple way to think about it is if a person is not transgender, they are cisgender. The word cisgender can also be shortened to cis. Agender.
And I got to stop right there. Why we got to be cis?
Ain't you called me cis a couple of weeks ago?
No, I didn't call you cis. It just sounds. It just.
That. I'm like, nah, don't keep doing.
Right, but that's the terminology. It just doesn't sound masculine. Like just to say a man is cis. Like, you know, it's just
a woman can be cis too.
But that makes sense. Like I could see them saying women a straight woman is cisgender, but come up with something else for us. It's just can we just be just regular? I mean, I'm not saying that because regular is offensive too, but I don't know. It just sounds weird. But I'm gonna go.
Brandon, you speak English. You don't speak no romantic language like Spanish. They got male and female masculine words.
That's true. That's true.
So why are you trying to bring male and female masculinity into the English language?
That's a good point. Just because I don't like how cis sounds.
But Brandon, ain't we educated? Don't we know about a lot of most? If I say male, female, masculine, and feminine language, you think most black people know the hell I'm talking about?
I think so because they took Spanish 1 and they remember how you had to change the end of the letter. They may think about that, but
the beginning,
right. Yeah. But I haven't really thought about that. But you're right. That is something that's exclusive. Well, it's not exclusive just to Spanish because other languages, I think they do the same kind of thing. So
and this how the Mexican boys used to talk shit to me back in North Carolina. They will put the female ending when they talking to me on it, like
like you don't know.
Then you had to pick that up, then check them on it.
Yeah,
you know, like senor or senora. You know, they'll put the A at the end of the shit they talking to you.
Right.
That's a sign of talking shit or disrespectful. But go ahead, Brandon.
Hit the play.
A person with no or very little connection to the traditional system of gender. No personal alignment with the concepts of either man or woman, and or someone who sees themselves as existing without gender.
Now pause this, Brandon.
Right, that's what I'm about to say.
Now, I only know this could really exist in our society.
Yeah.
I don't know because people go play with benefits now.
Right.
And I ain't gonna never.
And this does benefit people when you do this. So it would make sense to play this game.
No, this definition. A person with no connection to a traditional system of gender. I think that's false. Because
I agree. But go ahead.
I think you ain't gonna never meet a woman who go say, beat me like you beat the guys.
Right.
You know, give me the same treatment you get the guys.
Right, because you'll use it when it's only beneficial to you. You know, you're gonna pick. Sometimes you're gonna be a female, or sometimes you're gonna be a male, and you can't just really do that. You're gonna do it without even knowing. You're gonna subconsciously do that.
Yes, that's why this definition. You ain't gonna never meet a person who flows like this.
All right.
Because a person want the best outcomes for them. And sometimes the best outcomes can say, I need to be a guy, I need to be a woman in this situation.
Right. And that's how some people do with race. Like if we could just float and change races to benefit us, people would do that. Just kind of like how sometimes they had $5 Indians. Like people turn into Indians when they was giving out checks. Or, you know, if you could turn into a Jewish person to get some I can't even think. What's it called? Not reparation. Yeah, reparations. You would do it just so you could get paid because people want to get paid or people want to get ahead. You're not gonna do it if it's gonna set you back.
Dave Chappelle made a joke about the same topic.
Mm.
He was in a restaurant and him and a big gay white guy was about to fight.
Oh yeah.
Instead of when they was getting ready to fight, the big gay white guy stopped. Hold on, and called the police. And Dave Chappelle, like a big black gay guy, will never do that on me because he know if he call the police, both of us gonna get hit up.
Right.
So people can pick and choose. That's with race. That's not with gender. But people can pick and choose what would be the best scenarios and which way to act in this type of situation.
Right.
Shit, I would,
Can you do it with religion? And I know we've had this talk about religion because I don't want to say it,
I gotta find something. Hello, Brandon.
Okay, go ahead. Because if I could say I'm a Christian and it benefit me in certain times, or if I say I'm Baptist or Jewish or whatever, could I do that and people believe me and you wouldn't be able to tell me any different? I just think you can in certain circumstances and you can in others.
All right, Brandon, you about to see before 9/11. Before 9/11, people walk around. What's up, Doc? What's up? What's up? After 9/11 happened.
Why is that? That's a good point. No, but
you know why that happened before 9/11. Hold on.
That shouldn't have anything to do with one another.
Before 9/11, people like walk around. What's up, player?
So in Baltimore, you don't see that because I haven't seen that since I've been in South Carolina or Georgia since 9/11. Honestly,
wait, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. I don't see that anymore. I don't see that look. I don't see that look when I'm out and about.
I still see it.
I don't see it.
But I'm telling the Arabian people, Middle Eastern people, for 9/11, they had the raps everything.
Right. I do not see it. But are they still a threat like that? Like, do you think they feel like they need to move with caution?
No, I answer your question. You said, can people do that religion? The answer is yes. 9/11.
Some people can do that.
It was perfect because they do. If you look anything like Osama bin Laden, you was getting.
You're right.
You're
right.
So people
should you have to do that? Should you be ridiculed for your religion based on an action that somebody else did? I think that's wrong.
We human. It's humans. So what you expect? They're humans. Like, watch this. When Susie Smith, who killed her 2 boys in South Carolina by driving the car to the river, Union, South Carolina, pulled over every black guy in the damn pulled over my uncle.
But why did they do that? Because she told them 2 black people kidnapped her car, or try to rob her and kidnap their kids, right?
So that means every black person in Union got to get pulled over. every single one gonna get pulled over driving in the car. That's a black guy pull them over. That's a black guy pull them over.
That's what they
got pull them over.
Yeah.
And it's the weird thing about it. It was a comedian that, watch this. I don't know his name, but he was in Drumline. He played the director.
Mm-hmm.
He's from South Carolina. They pulled him over.
But you know what? Like, so it's weird how police respond to certain people, cries. Like if a Karen cries out and says a black person did that, it seems like the level of police work is elevated to a higher extent. But if you say, oh, I'm missing my black daughter or I'm missing my black son and I don't know what happened. It seemed like the response isn't the same. Like, I've seen a lot of murder cases where somebody's gone missing. The whole community come out, walk in the woods and everything. I don't necessarily see that when we gone missing. Like, I think we need to do it with not only just the police, but we need to do a better job with our community. And that way, like, if somebody's missing in your community, you need to take at least an hour of your day to try to see what's going on.
Why is that person missing, Brandon? Why is that person missing?
In which scenario?
Was that person being a masculine person?
I don't know, but I see what you're saying. We do need to ask some questions though, and there's nothing wrong with men asking questions if something happens. We want to get to the bottom of it. We want to make sure we're not wasting time. So don't get defensive. Right, Brandon.
They don't look for us. They don't. The girl who got killed in Colorado last year, she was on the news for 3 months.
Yeah.
The boyfriend skipped town, then double skipped town, then the parents skipped town.
Right, they was hiding them out. Then there's just a lot of stuff going on.
Then he decided to stick a broomstick up his booty and shoot himself in the head, I believe.
Is that what really happened?
No, I don't know about the broomstick, but that means wow. Shut up.
Right. but like you say, it's just not the same, media coverage, the same level of police work. Like that's just something we need to call out and we need to let people know. Like we see it's not fair, it's not balanced, and that's some of the things we do on this channel, but we get a lot of pushback behind.
Brandon, close that out. Since you want to go something fair and balanced, I did a Thank you for watching. And if you like the content, do not be afraid to hit that like button and the subscribe button. And don't forget to share it out. Man, we got videos dropping every single week, and we surely appreciate your time. And we can't wait to hear back from you. Leave a comment, leave a like, and guys, make sure you have a good day. God bless you. Take it easy.